So you might have seen me do one of the hands on this set on a live stream, live feed, whatever you want to call it, on YouTube the other day. So I'm just going to show you the first hand I did, because I know some people prefer to watch like the edited video rather than live stream. So I have removed Christie's previous set, and then I have done all my natural nail work prep, down to a thin clear base, all that jazz, and then I've applied a thin clear base to every single nail. And then I'm coming in with Glam and Glitz Soft Spot, and I'm just using this as a base for 3 of the nails. Now, Glam and Glitz, I have no problem using Glam and Glitz when I'm not filming myself. It's as soon as I get the camera going, that I struggle. So this is why I will not be beaten by this damn thing every time a camera comes on. So I feel today I don't look like such an idiot trying to use it. So we can do another one in Soft Spot here. Again, placing just in front of where I want it on the cuticle, and then pushing it back to that cuticle line, and then gently blending and pulling it forward. And then when I've done all of those bases, I'm then going to come back and I'm going to cap in crystal glass. And that's when I then create that shape and structure that I want on those nails. Then coming in on the thumb, using a small bead of clear acrylic to pick up this glitter, which is from the Bridal Seasons collection, which is coming soon. And this is the spring glitter. Make sure I've got a nice coverage on that nail. And then I'm going to cap that in crystal glass. You know, it's like Christy always tries to hold my hand as I do her nails. So that's why you'll notice that I just keep pushing her away. It's a weird thing. I find it very uncomfortable when you're doing someone's nails and they grip, they hold on. Makes me feel yeah. So whenever people try to do that, I'm like, no hand holding, keep it away. I'm really, honestly, my clients are saints to put up with me because I'm a real pain in the butt when it comes to things like that. Wasn't 100% happy with that shape. Felt like I'd missed a little bit in this corner, so just adding another bead of clear acrylic there. Keep pushing her hands, like, don't touch me. Okay, I'm going to show filing. I do that now and again. Remember, if you're watching one of my videos where I'm not showing my filing technique, there is a link in the description for my video specifically on filing. So I'm coming in, I'm doing sidewall, and free edge. Trying to get her to loosen up her hands a bit. Sometimes she can be a bit of a dead weight in my chair. So you want your clients to have nice relaxed hands, but sometimes they do this dead weight thing. And so they're so relaxed, you're like constantly feeling like you're having to like lift their hand, you know, really fighting with this concrete clump. So that's why I was shaking her around there. We love each other, really. And you'll see I file under that nail straight a lot as well. Because this is a third infill, you want to make sure that the nail isn't curving under in any way, because natural nails often grow with a bit of a curve down. So I always run my file straight underneath to make sure I'm still keeping that nice straight structure. So I don't let the nails grow in any kind of like hooked way, if that makes sense to you all. There you go. And a couple of these I'm going to be stamping on. So just giving it a little buff. I don't want to make it super smooth because then my top gloss won't stick to it. But I want it a little smoother than just rough filed. And there we go. So we're all good to go. So I'm using one of the, forgotten what, I want to say Mother Nature collection. Yes. And this is plate, trying to read it, 18. One of my new ones from my new Moyu haul. I can't remember where I got this stamper from. Sorry. I've had it so long. I'm picking that up. Flopping around, but we got it. We got it there. So I'm doing the little hummingbird on one nail, and then on the other nail I'm just going to do some like leaves and ferns kind of patterny stuff. Oh, and I've only just noticed again my stump. Last Saturday I broke a nail doing the gardening. I shouldn't garden, and I broke it quite savagely. So I've put a little acrylic overlay on just to protect my stump, but I'm not going to be putting on a long nail for a little while, just because it really hurt when it happened. Okay, so now I'm going to top coat these. So I float the top coat over the nail. I want to make sure all of that stamping is covered, and because I buffed the nail, sometimes it can be a little too smooth, so you want to, I go over the nail and then I will go back and make sure that the top coat has adhered properly to that smooth surface. So I might just run my brush over again. And then once they're cured, I do a 30-second cure on those so they're still slightly tacky, and then I come in with my second coat and the first on the other nails. They're going to stay plain. And this one I will cure for 60 seconds in the LED lamp. Do that glitter. There was a little nick on my lady's cuticle. She has amazingly dry hands. She never uses cuticle oil and has a horse. So they do get dry, and sometimes she comes in with little cracked cuticles. So before somebody complains at me for that. And then I'm just using my acetone free nail varnish remover to remove any of that excess stamp on her fingers. And then we're ready to get decorating. So I'm using my Crystal Nails, I think it's my Barbara 2 brush, and my Akzentz gel play colours. So this one's the hot pink or bright pink. It'll all be in the description, guys. And I'm basically colouring it in. You want to have a nice steady hand and have a very fine brush and a very little amount of gel on the brush. So I'm just going to add a bit of colour, and this is a nice way to kind of pimp out your stamps. And I'm going to flash cure that for, depending on the settings on your light, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever you fancy, just to flash cure to kind of keep it in place, and then you can carry on with the rest of the design. And then when you're finished, do a full cure of 60 seconds for the entire design, and that'll be fine. Then I'm using the teal. And this is a nice way, I mean, you can do as much or as little. I could have just done the pink wings and left it at that. And there are some really nice plates in the Moyu collection. And I start looking at plates to see how I can kind of change the end result kind of thing. So I do like these ones that are pretty much just outlines like that, because you can just get involved and like colour them in, and I think it looks really cute. And then I'm coming in with the yellow. Pretty much all of these colours are you know, they're named for what they are. So if it's white, it's white. If it's yellow, you know. And these are all bought from Hazel Dixon. And I will put a link in the description below. You see, I just go back and forth from the pot. I don't want to overload my brush. I just get a little bit on my brush at a time. Add to where I want. And then keep going back into my pot. Then using the white. And then I'm going to use the red for the flowers. Okay, and there's the last one done. So for this final cure, I'm going to make sure I cure that in the lamp for 60 seconds to make sure it's all fully cured. And then when it comes out of the lamp, give it a chance to cool down, and then I'm just using my gel cleanse to just remove that tacky layer. And there's that finished. Now I stared at the set and I was like, no, not happy. So I decided to add some crystals. I don't like putting crystals on top coat, so if I'd have buffed this off, or buffed the surface, it would have made it a bit too smooth. So I came back in with my 150 grit file, just to file off that top coat. Because I like quite a rough surface for my crystals to stick to, and I find I don't have... I mean, you might get the odd one fall off, but there's nothing worse than doing a nice crystal design on a customer or client or whatever. 2 days later, or a couple have fallen off, 2 days later, or another couple have fallen off, and by the time they come back, there's just a gap where they were. So I'm using the Crystal AB raindrops. This is the 10mm one. I thought this would also be a good way to show you the different sizes. And then I'm going to use a couple of 6mm ones either side. Kind of changed my mind for the design I wanted halfway through. And I threw my crystals out of my tray all over this table in a minute. It's one of those days, you know. Put that there. Well, and then I thought, no, I don't like that actually. Yep, just throw it on the table. If you can't get them out, just have a fit and throw them on the table. It's having real issues. And I'm going to just add some round ones as well. Oh, once again, the camera. Look at my thumb, isn't it pretty? Yeah, sorry about that. And again, pretty thumb. You've all seen me place crystals. I need to try and have my camera slightly, I need to amend the angle just a tiny bit. So hopefully it won't focus on my thumb quite so much. But hey ho, free video guys, hey? Can't have it all, can we? There we go. And when I'm ready with the crystals, I think I had another one actually, that's a lie, so it's a complete line down the nail, yep. And then I'm going to come in with my top coat. Because of the way the crystals are placed, I'm going to use my barber brush, my detailer brush, and I'm just going to come in with a nice speed of top coat, and I'm going to get right up, but right up against those crystals, right into all those nooks and crannies. Make sure that crannies, isn't that a fun word? Sorry. Oh, my brain goes off on little tangents. So I'm going to get right in up against those crystals, and I think this makes it stick and adhere so well to the nail. Don't get to cap your free edge. Okay, and I managed to blob a bit of top coat in the middle of my crystals there. So I'm just going to get a bit of cleanse on a cotton pad, lint-free pad. Just get that out because I obviously don't want to cure a blob of acrylic, a blob of gel polish on there. And I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds in my lamp. And then when we're all done, time for some cuticle oil. So there you go guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you've got any questions or comments or any feedback, please just pop that below. Remember, everything I've used is in the description box below, along with a link to the live feed where I did the other hand. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!